Good morning to everyone. My name is Eric Tari. I'm the Secretary General for IWRA since last year, and I'm very happy to welcome you here, to welcome you all as members and guests of IWRA for this 2023 General Assembly. We're very pleased to be here in Beijing at the 18th World Water Congress. Thank you all for joining us here, and you will find out the latest information on our association, and welcome also to all of you who are not yet IWRA members. We, of course, encourage you to sign up to become a member. We recognize that many members are not present in person here and now, and that's the reason why we are recording this General Assembly. It will be posted through IWRA's media channels for other members to view afterwards. And for those who are viewing this assembly as a recording, it will be possible to submit questions and comments to IWRA through our office email. So the purpose of this General Assembly is to update you on our recent and upcoming activities, on our financial status. The purpose is also to offer you the chance to meet some of the senior board and executive office members who keep our association running. And the purpose is to offer you the chance to interact and ask questions. So now I will briefly introduce the rest of the panel that will be presenting to you today. They are our IWRA President, Yuan Li, who will give a short address. Mrs. Renée Martinegel, our IWRA Treasurer, who will provide a short financial update on IWRA. Mr. Callum Clench, our IWRA Executive Director, who will summarize the activities that we've undertaken since the previous General Assembly. And he also highlights upcoming activities. Mr. Bassel Daher, Chair of the IWRA Membership Committee. Bassel will give you the latest update on the status of our membership. Mr. Ravi Motar, Chair of the Chapters and Task Forces Oversight Committee and Vice President of IWRA. Ravi will give you an update on new chapter guidelines, chapter updates, and task force information. And we also have here Mrs. Marie Trudeau. You will be able to see her later on with the camera. Marie is our interim Deputy Executive Director, and she will assist with questions. But now I'm very honored and pleased to introduce Yuan Li, our current President of IWRA since the start of last year, 2022. Yuan Li has a rich experience in water resources management. He has led many nationwide water resources surveys, studies, planning projects, and policy development for water resources regulation and management in China, as well as for international programs. Yuan Li has widely published books and papers about water-related topics, and his research results have been awarded numerous state science and technology awards. Yuan has been closely engaged in IWRA's activities for 30 years and leads IWRA's China chapter. He first joined IWRA's board in 2013 and served as a vice president on the 2019-2021 board. President Yuan Li, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Eric. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all here to the IWRA General Assembly being held during this conference. As we enter to half our terms of this executive IWRA some time to advance our agenda and activities for our growing committee. But before I spoke further, I would first like to thank you of all of you, our members, for supporting IWRA's development and for your participation in IWRA's task force, webinars, online conference, and other activities. And second, I must thank to our board members and our EU staffs for their hard work and their commitment to take our association to a new height and making in a committee we can feel proud to be part of. Last but not least, I would also like to express my thanks to IWRA partners, including UN agencies, other water-related international and national organizations, research institutes, universities, multilateral banks, and others. Through this partnership, we have been able to develop and deliver important information and capacity development tools to a worldwide audience and further to our goals for sustainable water resource management. As your board, we promise to do our best to ensure that our community continues to grow and prosper. As you know, IWRA is a professional water-related cross-discipline membership-based international association, and it's accomplished its goals through a wide variety of the activities. Today, under our membership structure, launched 2 years ago, we have over 4,500 members who came from about 161 countries and regions around the world. Since our last General Assembly, represents an increase in memberships, almost double, about which the chair of our membership committee, Basil, later will tell you the stories. The current executive board has has 21 members, and they represent a great diversity of knowledge, experience, geography, gender, and age. Since the formulation of the current board, we have held many deep discussions on the directions and the strategy of IWRA for future development. Together, we aim to continue to develop the strategic goals identified by the board, to provide and establish more leading rules and the influence and the interface between water science and policy in the global water agenda affairs. Second, explore and produce more influential knowledge products for the sustainable use and management of water resources. Third, conduct and conclude more of our professional activities through task force, chapters, congress, webinars, masterclass, and publications. Fourth, establish and expand more interlinkages through our partnerships, agreements, and collaboration with a wide range of the stakeholders. Finally, of more benefits and better opportunity, specially designed to support the professional development of our membership. Following up on the results of the survey of our member and the workshops last year to further refine IWRA's strategic development and goals, we have held meetings to refine our strategies. We have kept in mind our vision, mission, and values as we have reviewed our various activities and work products to facilitate and inspire dialogue, knowledge sharing, and importantly, science-based solution for the sustainable management of water resources for all. The past 12 months since our last General Assembly have been very active time. As you will hear from our presence today, You can find more detailed information on our activities from the recent years in our annual reports, which are published on the IWRA website. Here are a few highlights of what we have been undertaking and what is planned by the recent board, by the current board. So first is what we call the World Water Congress. As you know, the 18th Congress has been held in here in Beijing, and it's very successfully organized and conducted. And just like to report to you last night and this morning's figures is we have representatives from 83 countries, 36 international organizations, and 850, I didn't exactly know, something 852 water-related institutions. So it's a huge number of the institution and organizations participate in the Congress. So at the beginning, we're expecting some people just, we say, let's just come to the scales of the Congress. Let's just say we approximately 1,000. Then later we find 1,000 is really not enough. Then we say we report to the State Council, 1,300. But what happened here is more than double. Last night the talking number is approaching 3,000, not including the people in the examination, not including the volunteer, not including the staff. So that's, I would say, is Congress, the World Water Congress organized by IWRA is fully recognized by the peoples, by the professional agencies, by the peoples, and have attracted more high-level scholars, research to show their newly developed products, sharing knowledge, and working together to dig in some problem. So just for this Congress, and also we have just announced and did an agreement with our South African people for the 19th World Water Congress, which will be 2 years after this. So we hope also this South Africa World Water 19th World Water Congress will be also more successful. And the second category of our conference, we call it, is the IWRA Online Conference and a partner event. So online conferences are an effective way to share knowledge and expertise to much broader audience of people that are able to attend the World Water Congress in person. So we have held 3 online conferences. The third IWRA online conference took place in partnership with UNESCO IHP in January of this year with the theme of the emerging pollutants protecting water quality for the health of people and the environment. All conference materials are also available online and on our website. We're also exploring more other opportunities to partners for the online conference for next year and the year after. So online conference, particularly during past 3 years of this pandemic, is being a very efficient way to keep the communication between our scholars, our partners, and although it's maybe have some disadvantage, but it's the only way we can do the past 3 years. But really, it shows we through this network we have keep the close relation with our community. And the next one, I would like to also brief you what is the major upcoming events and activities. So we are also planning what we call the special or thematic or regional water congress. So like one of these we have planned in September of next year, we will have the first island water congress in Faroe Island. This will be mainly focused on the island water issues, and we hope this is not just why we call it the first island water conference, because we want this topic to be continually to working from one island to another island, and to put a group of people continuously dealing with water issues for the island areas, because this is the most vacancy areas, and not so much research or policy practice have been done to such kind of areas. And of course, we were also preparing the participation for the 10th World Water Forum in Bali next year, in May of this. I would like to conclude by saying again that it is my great honor to serve as the president of IWRA. I'm doing my best to represent our entire and growing community and work with our amazing dedicated board and our members. I also would like to encourage our members and partners to participate with us and to promote our shared objective in different ways through our activities. IWRA aim to be an inclusive community that we are proud to be part of, that you value your contribution and your recommendations to your colleagues, to all your friends, to join the IWRA as a members is really encouraged. As a membership-based organization, we are nothing without our members. So we appreciate your support. Thank you for your continued support for IWRA and for your kind attention. Finally, I want to thank the executive office team, which has continued to increase the work productions and output of the association over the past few years. It really does an amazing job to manage the association affairs on a daily basis. I would now like to pass the floor over to Dr. Renee Martin Ledger, the IWRA treasurer since 2016, who has a background in both law and water. She's a co-chair of the International Scientific Committee of this 18th World Water Congress. She is also the president and CEO of Rapio Effort, has a PhD in water law, and is a special counselor at the law firm Equitas Scan. So the figure I just reported to you for this Congress is also under the leadership and promotion of Renee and the co-chair and also the ISC members. Thank you.
Good morning, and thanks to all of you for being here. Before I begin my remarks, I would just like to take a minute to thank Yon Lee for his leadership, not only of IWRA, but for his active involvement in creating this very successful Congress. So thank you so much. IWRA is financially stable, but we are still very dependent on the revenue we get from our World Water Congresses, despite identifying alternative sources of revenue through projects and other online face-to-face events. The Congress is our biggest source of income, followed by projects, grants, publications, and then membership. You can see that in this chart here. Our biggest current costs, in descending order, are the executive office staff, so the vast majority of our expenses are for staff, as it should be in a nonprofit. Project costs, travel costs, editorial services for Water International, marketing communications, facilities rent and computers, and finance and administration fees. So you can see the expenditures there as well. You can see that staff is indeed the largest expenditure. Revenues for IWRA have increased over the past several years, but spending has also gone up as we increase our activities and the number of people in the executive office who are needed to deliver these activities. Income is unevenly distributed throughout the Congress cycle, so good cash flow management is a priority. Our income is very lumpy because we have these Congresses every 2 years, but our expenses go on every year. So we really have to manage the income that we get from the Congresses to have it last throughout those dry periods. The board and executive office team are constantly looking for new sources of income and are focusing on finding future hosts for the IWRA World Water Congresses and other events. As Yuan just said, we have a host now for our next World Water Congress in 2 years, which will be in Durban, South Africa, and we are open to suggestions for the Congress following that. Because these are our most important streams of revenue. So any suggestions on possible Congress hosts, collaborative projects, or grants that could be made available to us would be warmly welcomed, and we invite you to contact the executive office. And you can see our balance sheet here too. I don't have that in my prepared remarks, but we are pretty healthy. We have a decent amount of cash, but as I said, we have to manage that very carefully. We try to keep a cushion so we can get through the lean periods. But as you can see, we don't have many assets other than cash because we don't own any buildings, nothing like that. So it's mostly cash for our assets. And we don't have any liabilities, which is a good thing too. If there are any questions on our finances, I'm happy to entertain them at the end of our meeting today. And at this moment, however, I would like to introduce our Executive Director, Colin French, who will be familiar to many of you as he's been managing our executive office since the start of 2016. So you started in 2016 and I started as treasurer just about that time, so we've been working together for quite a while now. He'll provide you a further summary of our main activities since our last General Assembly meeting. And I'll give the microphone to you.
Good morning, everyone. I should also just like to highlight that from the executive office perspective, we are incredibly thankful to the board because all of the people you see here sitting at this table volunteer their time. So nobody's paid to do all of the work that they do, and they do a lot of work for IWRA. So we in the executive office do what we can to keep the association running, but actually the really exciting stuff wouldn't happen if it weren't for these people. So I just want to recognize that here and thank you again for all of your help and support. So I'm here to give you an update on some of our recent and upcoming activities. I'll start with projects. We have 2 active projects at the moment, or large projects. We do a number of different things, of course. The first one is the Smart Water Cities project, which we do in collaboration with K-Water and the Asia Water Council. This is a 3-year project, and the current 3-year cycle comes to an end this year, and we're looking at extending it. The purposes of this project were to identify and examine, first of all, what are the technical solutions as well as policy solutions to improve water resource management in cities, and to sort of identify ways of measuring that. Then that started in 21 and 22. We developed a series of key performance indicators around both technical and policy solutions. The policy component, of course, was heavily borrowing from or adapting the OECD Water Governance Initiative. We're also members of that initiative, so we didn't want to reinvent that wheel. And currently, we are at the testing phase of these key performance indicators. So we have two test cities, pilot cities, one in Korea, one in Indonesia, where we're working with the municipal authorities to measure their cities against this standard, if you like, and with the view to support capacity building in those cities. And then the next step, we hope, is to take that to other cities. We had more than 25 cities express an interest just in the pilot program, so we know there's a lot of interest in this kind of program. We've also been talking about this at a number of different events, including the UN Water Conference. There have been also Korea International Water Week. There was the World Water Cities Forum, also in Daegu. The World Smart City Expo in Barcelona. So we're taking this out and about and really trying to promote it, including at the World Water Forum. We're preparing for that next year. second project is a case study project that we're doing with UNESCO IWRA. This project's been going on also for a number of years now. We've already published a couple of reports with them. There are 2 case study publications issued around water reuse and one on groundwater resources management. Very shortly, there will be a 4th issue will come out on water security and cities and governance, integrated urban water management, so please keep an eye out for that one. Early next year, we hope we should have also issue 5 on making decisions for climate adaptation. And we're already in the process of issue 6, so there's a lot of, we're juggling a few plates, balls here, I guess. But the next one, issue 6, is on biodiversity and water, which of course fits nicely with the Congress theme here as well. IWRA is also partnered with a number of different organizations. This is just a small sample, so if your organization isn't up there and we're working with you, please don't take offense. We have been re-elected to the World Water Council, so we sit on that council. We were also re-elected recently, or this year in fact, to the Asia Water Council, and also the Human Right to Water. So we sit on the boards of other organizations, and we also actively participate and are members of things like the OECD Water Governance Initiative that I mentioned before. We're working towards the World Water Forum, the 10th World Water Forum in Bali. So we're leading and contributing to a sub-theme development for that under knowledge and innovation sub-theme. So that's promoted, which actually is specific to smart water, so it fits nicely with the project I just mentioned. We're on the steering committee for Sea Resource to Sea, and we're also members of UN Water. We are UNFCCC accredited, and also we just got our UNDESA accreditation as well. So we're partnering really at all sorts of levels, and the reason why these partnerships are important for us is because they facilitate opportunities for you, for our membership, effectively through projects and task forces, either learning more about what's happening in these other organizations, or indeed offering opportunities for you to share your knowledge and expertise. So this is one of the reasons why we invest effort in these, and also in our sector we can't achieve anything just by ourselves. Everything has to be done in collaboration. So moving on, Water International is our flagship journal. Jim sitting here in the front row, and Rhea somewhere behind there, our editor-in-chief and deputy editor-in-chief. I'm speaking on their behalf. I apologize for that because I feel like you should be up here, but we produce 8 issues a year, about half of which are what we call special issues, so which are often led either by task forces or by partner organizations. The impact factor has remained at or above 2.6 for the past 3 years. And we're seeking information that will help us to better understand the specific influences that impact that calculation. But of course, as a multidisciplinary journal, it's challenging for a rating system to actually capture the influence across our very varied readership. So there are impacts that the impact factor just doesn't capture. We're also really pleased to report that we've begun a second round of mentoring program, where papers are selected from early career scholars and water professionals that are either co-authored with or supervised by senior water professionals that are then published in Water International. So we've gone through this cycle once. This is the second time we're doing it. We're very, very pleased with this program. It's a great way to support younger people who are trying to get published in the journal. We're also looking for additional mentors, so if you're interested in being part of this program, please talk to Jim and Rhea, or come and talk to me afterwards. The support of young people was also mirrored in the preparations for this 18th World Water Congress through the World Water Envoy Program. You'll hear a lot more from the envoys in our closing ceremony. We're very proud of this program. It's an award-winning program, in fact. It identifies young water professionals through a competition. They submit a video and a photo explaining the water insecurity issue of their community. We were inundated with applications, and so the 4 young professionals who are here today are actually the best of the best. They really, the quality of applications was incredibly high. It was a very difficult selection process, and they are all impressive individuals. The objective of the Envoys program is for young professionals to share their experiences and to seek knowledge and advice from the experts gathered at this event. So it also brings real-world examples into the conference room, so we're not just talking about the theoretical and modelling. So you'll hear more from them. I'll let them talk for themselves in the closing ceremony later this morning. Of course, a call for a new group of water envoys to attend the World Water Congress in Durban will take place fairly soon, so keep an eye out for that. If you think of some young people who you think are well suited to that, please also let them know. So there are many other knowledge products we also produce, including webinars. We're averaging, typically we average about 2 a month. It's a little bit lumpy, and around the Congress we get a bit sidetracked by the Congress. These can highlight special issues of Water International, and they also provide a chance for some of our task forces to profile their work and to expand on the project work that we're doing as well. We have 2 new webinar officers, I'm pleased to announce. So Arturo Salazar from Peru and Lindsay Dolce, who's sitting here as well, from the US. We also produce policy briefs. These policy briefs can be connected to the webinars. They can also come out of special issues of Water International. We currently have a library of 20 policy briefs from Water International and 23 so-called green series, which come from task force work or partnership work, and so on. So they're all available online, and I recommend you look at them. They're a very useful resource. We're exploring opportunities to partner also on masterclasses moving forward. We've already successfully delivered 2 masterclasses. These are online programs. The first one was on water cooperation and diplomacy in 2021. And this year we also did one with the Human Right to Water and South Africa's Water Research Commission, looking on water and human rights. And we're in discussions to hold a third one, I think, also on diplomacy and other aspects of diplomacy in 2024. So keep an eye out for that. The materials for those are available to members online. So please, you can see the lectures that are given and also the workshops that are operated as part of those masterclasses. IWRA's already given us very impressive numbers around this year's World Water Congress, so I don't think I need to reiterate that. I can't say more than you've already said. One thing I would just highlight is one of the outputs. There'll be a number of outputs from this Congress. Will be the Beijing Declaration, which will be presented in the closing ceremony. So for those of you online, please look online for that. You'll find it. And of course, there'll be a Congress report. There'll be some recordings from this event, and also the proceedings will also be available online. So if you unfortunately weren't able to be here, we're sorry about that, but you can find the material online. A couple of highlights again about upcoming activities. Again, I won't go into too much detail because they've already been mentioned, but we do have the first Islands Water Congress in the Faroes taking place from the 4th to the 6th of September next year. That's our next face-to-face event. There will be a presentation made in the closing ceremony, but please look at the website for that. There's a lot of information already available. And of course, we're moving to Durban in 2 years from now, and again, more information will be made available online and in the closing ceremony. My last point is in terms of net future and upcoming activities relates to the UN Water Conference and the Water Action Agenda. So earlier this year, a number of IWRA board members and executive office staff attended the UN Water Conference in New York, which was in March. One of the important outcomes of this conference was IWRA's commitment to advance the Sustainable Development Goals through access to information for decision makers. We are a knowledge sharing platform after all. Specifically, our commitment is to create a project with our membership and partners to develop an approach and methodology to make research and scientific knowledge more accessible and more usable by practitioners, policymakers, and the public at large. So we're still in the early stages of this project, but we've had, I know here, even in Beijing, some very fruitful discussions with potential partners about that, and we look forward to starting to take action, but of course also updating you in the coming months. So that's just a snapshot of the things we do. There are many, many other things we also do, and I could talk for the entire hour about that, so I won't. Instead, I'm going to pass on to Basil Zahir, who's the chair of the membership committee. He's a research scientist at Texas A&M Energy Institute, an adjunct assistant professor at the Department of Biological and Agricultural Engineering, and research fellow at the Institute for Science, Technology and Public Policy at Texas A&M University. We have a good relationship with Basil. He, a while ago now, was even an intern with us for a little while, which was great in Paris. He also has gone on to chair the Early Career and Young Professionals Task Force before joining our board. So, Basil.
Thank you, Callum, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here and for taking the time to find more about our activities and our plans for our members. We've taken the opportunity here, while in Beijing, to ask our members to share the benefits they have been enjoying by being an IWRA member and their experiences at IWRA events and activities. I look forward to making these insights and testimonials available to our members in the coming months. I think you will enjoy hearing those insights directly from our members, so thanks to all of those who have contributed to those testimonials throughout the Congress. In February 2021, we transitioned to a new membership structure, putting members back at the center of everything we do. This structure is defined by the level of engagement each of our members wishes to have, and it offers 3 individual membership levels: bronze, silver, and gold. In addition, there are 2 organizational memberships, silver and gold memberships as well. To give you a quick snapshot of each of these memberships, a bronze membership is a free, unlimited membership for people who just want to keep an eye on IWRA's activities and obtain minimal benefits at no financial cost. Silver membership is aimed at anyone who wants to network, get involved in our activities, and have a full IWRA experience. Silver members are given the opportunity to leverage their membership to advance their careers and reputations, with the possibility of having a leadership role in IWRA activities. It also grants access to Water International, IWRA's journal. The gold membership includes all of the previously mentioned benefits, but it's aimed at members who want a premier experience, who are planning to participate at IWRA events. This membership provides a discount on registration and provides access to exclusive events. As chair of the membership committee, it's a pleasure to see this transition was successfully completed by the end of 2021 in accordance with our bylaws. Our community continues to grow and engage more than ever under this new membership structure. Today, IWRA has more than 4,500 members from all regions of the world. As you can see in this slide, most of our IWRA members are currently at the bronze level, followed by silver and gold categories, and partnership members only represent a small part of our membership. It's important, therefore, to remind bronze members of the benefits they can enjoy when upgrading to silver and gold categories. We have been developing a targeted campaign to this end, but we would like to hear more from our members about the benefits they see and what attracts them to becoming an IWRA member. We have a brief recording of some of the testimonials we've been taking throughout this week in Beijing. This will be a very short video, and we will be sharing more longer testimonials in the weeks and months to come.
At least 10 years, more than 10 years.
3 years?
Or since 2009?
10 years.
3 years now.
About 10 years ago.
I became member 7 years ago.
Since last month?
Oh, I'm old.
Silver member?
I'm a gold member.
I'm a gold member.
Silver member
I'm a silver member.
is I am a golder member.
We're gold member.
Community.
It is a water resources
professionals and share information on all aspects of water.
I was interested to join this community which provides scientific and policy platform.
Brings together people who are passionate about water but coming from very different disciplines.
Extremely interesting and eager movement of professionals and experts in the field of water.
It also brings various associated fields which supports the management of water resources globally.
This was a quick snapshot of some of the testimonials we took during the week. But anyone listening to this assembly as a recording, we also want to hear from you. You can communicate with us through our social media accounts, by email to our office, or by conversation with our board members. Also, to any of our members here with us in the room today, I invite you to stay after this General Assembly to record your testimonial if you haven't done so already. In the past year, we also successfully launched our Silver Membership Grant Program for water enthusiasts who cannot afford an IWRA Silver Member subscription, thanks to the generous sponsorship of our Gold and Silver institutional partners, we are happy to announce that we distributed 38 grant memberships this year. We also have plans to further invite organizations to become part of our community and to collaborate more closely with the association, in addition to improving our membership space hosted by ECLAT for more active and user-friendly experience. There are many ways to increase the impact of IWRA's work and activities, but more importantly, your work and your activities. IWRA is ready and wants to help you in this regard. This can be achieved through various means, including hosting online and in-person events, increasing publication output, initiating new projects, being active in our task forces, and conducting capacity building exercises. I extend an invitation to you to become an engaged member of IWRA and share your insights on how we can enhance our efforts and to support you as well. For those of you present who are not yet a member, I invite you to sign up for a bronze membership, free of charge, so you can begin to see the benefits offered by an IWRA membership. I also would like to invite you, all of you who are members, to play an active role in shaping this association and its growth in a way that best serves your needs and our overall mission of becoming a leading cross-disciplinary, membership-focused international association focused on bridging science and policy on issues related to addressing the complex challenges that face water resources. Once more, I'd like to thank all our members, old and new, for joining us at the General Assembly today and for making this event possible. I would now like to introduce Rabia Mokhtar. Rabia is a professor in the Department of Biological and Agricultural Engineering and the Zachary Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at Texas A&M University. He was the former dean at the American University of Beirut. His expertise lies in the interrelationships of water, energy, and food, health nexus, and related tools and trade-offs for resilience and sustainable management of resources through dialogue between stakeholders, policymakers, and academics. Rabia,
Good morning to you all. Thank you, Basil. It's really a pleasure to be here with you this morning to share with you some of the activities, particularly on task force, an update and chapter update. Under the leadership of Dr. Lee, many of you may not know that, but we're launching kind of an initiative that looks into knowledge product, that compiles old knowledge that we have been looking at, ongoing knowledge, and pushing the boundary of new opportunities for knowledge sharing as a platform. So the reason I mention that here, because that's the glue that ties members, task forces, committees, and chapters. We are really looking at this as an open platform that allow all of you to contribute to this knowledge product. And stay tuned to more update on the knowledge product in the coming days and weeks. Starting with a new chapter guidelines, a new set of guidelines has been developed to assist existing and new chapters to govern themselves in a manner consistent with IWRA operations and also without imposing imposing a uniform structure. So we acknowledge the fact that we need this flexibility, and we do offer that flexibility across all chapters. A chapter could be a group, could be a set of members, at least 2 members from a specific country or region. That's very, I'd like to identify that we've been in discussions with new chapters in both categories, regions and country. A chapter aims to actively engage on water-related theme or on a regional water-related issue, sharing knowledge and building stronger networks. Each chapter has the purpose of developing concrete activities such as reports, seminars, webinars, policy brief, newsletter updates, and contribute to what I mentioned earlier, which is the knowledge product. One of the new knowledge products that we launched at this Congress is looking at traditional and indigenous knowledge in water. This is very important. We have a very successful launch of that activity, and this, the message of this, that this is going to continue, and we're looking at ways in which we can move that forward. Chapters decide their own governance structure and which activity that they wish to undertake. A chapter can only be established with the authorization of IWRA Executive Board. But we're really willing to work with all of you to develop a strong proposal that will be accepted by the board. So this is not something we really want to reach out to you to establish new chapters, and we work towards that goal. So yes, there are new guidelines, and the idea in the guidelines is coherence and more communication between chapters and the executive office and IWRA as a body. There are specific guidelines available for each chapter, new chapters to set their, how to set your bureau, how to ensure a strategy is in place within a responsible, reasonable time, and time commitment, expectations for the bureau and members and more. And actually, how can IWRA help you as well? So it's a symbiotic two-way relationship between the chapters and IWRA office. If you're interested in setting a chapter or to visit, or you would like to establish a regional or a national chapter, we welcome you to visit the website IWRA or contact anyone in the IWRA office, or anyone would be happy to assist you. Chapters are expected to contribute to the knowledge product, as I mentioned earlier, and we will be communicating with all of you on a portal that will identify some of these knowledge products in the near future. At least a liaison from the chapter and task force committee will be coordinating communication between IWRA and chapters. We have actually set a new task force, and there will be a liaison. Some of you have been reached out with this, what we call the vice president of this committee will be reaching out to you, and we'll be happy to attend your committees and contribute to your discussions. As far as chapter updates, we are very excited to welcome a new geographic chapter in Egypt, and Dalia has been leading that effort, and really pleased to have this new chapter. This chapter joined other recent chapters in Mongolia and Latin America. We've got also Ariana, who's very active in that Latin America chapter, and the Caribbean region. These make the total of chapters to 7, and we're actually ongoing discussions with several other regional and national chapters at the moment. As far as task force and projects, IWRA also has various task force and projects that members are encouraged to attend. So this is one of the things that we offer as IWRA for new members to contribute and be active in these task force. Task force leaders have been briefed, are briefed on IWRA SDG committee commitment and the UN conferences, and considering ways to engage in that objective. I invite all the members to consider your contribution. How can you contribute and be active members in these task forces and projects, as mentioned earlier by Kevin. We currently have 7 task forces, including climate change, water security, groundwater, and others. Again, invite all of you to be engaged and actively contributing to these activities. I would like at this point to turn the microphone over back to our General Secretary, Dr.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. Indeed, we have a few minutes really for short questions or comments before we come to the conclusion of our General Assembly. Is there here in the room any question or comment? And for those who will see this recorded session, as I mentioned earlier, there will be the possibility to ask your question or to bring your comment via emails to the executive office. No comments, no question? Yeah, okay. You did a good job, you did a very good job. So, before we conclude this General Assembly, I'd like to finish with a call for action to all of you. A call for your greater involvement and participation in the life of your association. And as you've seen, there are many opportunities for you to become involved. For example, you can participate on a task force. You can organize a webinar. You can present during a webinar. You can contribute with information on your activities to our newsletter or submit an abstract for an upcoming IWRA event. You can also participate by engaging in one of our projects. For example, keep your eyes open for an opportunity to participate in a steering committee to oversee implementation of IWRA's UN SDG commitment that Callum Clinch mentioned earlier, commitment to make water knowledge more accessible. If you have any suggestion about how and where we should organize future events, please feel free to contact the executive office. We are also, that's very important, we are always seeking expressions of interest for future World Water Congresses or for special water congresses such as our second Island Water Congress to take place in 2026. And we are looking for ideas, sponsors, and proposals for our online conferences and masterclasses. Of course, we are also looking for your direct involvement in the development of masterclasses, webinars, and policy briefs, as speakers, as organizers, and authors, and we look forward to your ideas and proposals. We also welcome your manuscript submissions to Water International for publication consideration. And your information about your achievements and publications can also be shared in issues of our IWRA newsletter, IWRA Update. So, thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for your participation. Thank you to all my colleagues, board members, and thank you, of course, to Callum and the whole executive office team, in particular for the preparation of this General Assembly. The recording will be posted on the IWRA website for future reference. If you are watching this recording and have questions, please send them an email to office@iwra.org. See you soon, for example, at our first Islands Water Congress in the Faroe Islands. It's September 2024 from 4th to 6th. And to conclude, thank you for being part of our amazing community that is IWRA. And I can declare that our General Assembly is formally closed.